Hey, what's up guys, it's Risky here. Welcome back to another Call of the Wild video on my channel here today. Hopefully you all had an amazing weekend, because I had a pretty good one myself. Actually, here in Tennessee, which is where I just moved, it snowed for the first time this season, and it's actually the first time I've ever seen snow. It's pretty cool. It wasn't a crazy amount of snow, just enough to cover the ground just a little bit, but hey, that's cool enough for me, man. It was really cool seeing it. It's some cold stuff. I thought it was going to be a little bit different than what it was. It just felt different, tasted different. Yeah, it's just cool, man. Never seen it before. Lived in Florida my entire life, so you don't really see those kind of things down there. But anyways, we're here with another noob guide today. I think this is the 5th one I've made. I have a whole playlist for these. If you want to check it out, I'll probably leave it in the description. I don't know if you can link playlist, but if not, then you can just check out the channel and you'll be able to find it in the playlist section. I always get questions about scopes, like why do I use a certain scope? Which one do I think is the best? So I figured I would make a whole guide for which scope is the best. And this is more of a personal preference thing. I'm going to be giving out my opinions. I'm not saying these are the best, but I'm going to be giving out reasons why I use scopes and why I think that some of these scopes are the best. We're going to take our 7mm today. We're here at the range. We have a target set up for 100. We'll do 150. That way we're like dialed in exactly with 150. So the scope I have on here is the one I like to run a lot, which is the Hyperion. The Hyperion is one of the first scopes that typically new players will buy because it's the best scope for cheap price, really. It's 12K here. I'm pretty sure everyone will buy this whenever they're first starting out. This is the scope that you start out with. Obviously, you get this one on the 243. Not the best scope ever. Once you upgrade, I highly recommend you not use this one anymore. And this is considered the big boy scope in the game. It's the most expensive one. It's the Argus 8-16 by 50 rifle scope, $36,000. I rarely ever use it, but it does come in handy sometimes. And I'm going to be explaining that a little bit in this video. I'm going to try and do it short and sweet and just give you short little reasons on why each scope might have pros and cons and all that good stuff. But anyways, here on this rifle right now, I have the Hyperion, and the reason I really like this scope is because it's not super zoomed in, but it also has, you know, a decent amount of zoom on it. I think it's a, what did it say, 4 to 8 or something like that. So like, it's not bad. You have quite a few options. You can go to that one, go to that one, and then that one, and then it will, you know, make you zoom back out. It has plenty of zoom. You can easily hit 300+ meter shots with this scope, no problem. Visibility you have with this scope as well. That way, like if there's a big herd of animals in front of you, you have a lot of, you know, you have a lot of sight and space. You can see a lot. Now, if we throw the Argus on here real quick, you can see what I mean. You don't have as much visibility, like the thickness of the scope, like the little, the metal piece on the scope or whatever, not the actual lens. It's a lot thicker, so it takes up a lot more of your screen. And also by default, the Argus is zoomed in quite a bit more. And I'm going to show you something. So like I said, we have the Argus on right now. Let's aim at the number 6. I'm not going to hold my breath or anything. I'm just going to point it here and look how much sway there is when we're just sitting here. There's a lot of sway. Let's swap back over to the Hyperion and let's hold it on number 6. Let's see how much sway there is now. You know, still a lot, but not as much. Now, if we hold our breath, you can see it's like a lot more easy to control this. And the reason being is because it's not as far zoomed in. The farther you zoom something in, the shakier it's going to be, the wobblier, and the harder it's going to be able to hold on to your target. So you can see I have the Argus on, right? Let's take an example. Let's say this target down here that is 250 meters out is an animal. So we're going to zoom in all the way, and let's just try and take a shot. You can see exactly how much the scope got kicked up there. Let's do it again just so you can get another representation. Boom. All the way up to there. Now if we swap it over to the Hyperion and we take the exact same shot, let's zoom in all the way. It still does kick you up quite a bit. Now let's stay zoomed out all the way. Now we're on the Argus. Let's zoom out all the way. And let's hold it on this number 6 here. You can see it kicks us way the hell up there. And what I'm trying to get to here is the farther zoomed in you are, the harder it's going to be to take a follow-up shot. So let me pull out the Hyperion yet again. We'll stay zoomed out all the way. You can see I can easily reset my aim because it's not as far zoomed in. But when I'm on this much larger scope, it's a lot harder to reset my aim because it's more zoomed in. It's a lot more shaky and it's a lot harder to get back on target because you're so zoomed into it. Personally, I like the Hyperion. I don't know why. I like the zoom on it. It's not too far. It's not too close. It's just kind of like the perfect happy medium. But now say we want to stretch this bad boy out to 400 meters. The Argus is definitely going to come in handy. Because it's much easier to hit the target zoomed in 400 meters with the Argus. Now we'll swap over here to the Hyperion, and you can see just how hard it is to see that target from here. I mean, you can still hit it. If you use this scope enough, obviously you're gonna get good enough to where you're gonna be able to know exactly where to put it. Put your target like on the scope. Boom, we got a perfect bullseye there. We go back over here to the Argus. You can see it's just a lot farther zoomed in, and you're obviously still gonna have to adjust depending on how far it is. But you're gonna get a little bit more visibility on the target. You're gonna be able to see them more, and you're gonna be able to take a much more precise shot when they're at farther distances. So both scopes kind of have their benefits. Some people just run around with the Argus all the time. Some people have it in their inventory, and they'll mainly use the Hyperion, but whenever they need the Argus for those long range shots, they'll just swap it over real quick. Now this is obviously the standard scope that you get when you first start out the game, the little accent or whatever the hell they call it. This is zoomed in all the way in a 400 meter shot. Like, you can definitely do it if you get good enough. It's gonna be quite the challenge. You can't even see, you know, the lines on the target. It literally just looks like a black dot down there now. So not ideal. For like a 200 meter shot though, you could get it done. You can get it done for sure. I recommend you save your money for $12,000, buy the Hyperion, or just skip past the Hyperion and go for the Argus. It's really just personal preference. If you're asking me though, I would say just get the Hyperion. Good enough, you're not spending a crazy amount of money, and it's all you need. It's gonna work just fine. I'm not gonna go over the shotgun sights, the handgun sights and stuff like that, because there's not really many options here. There's nothing to really compare to. I can go over them really quick. If you can get the handgun sight, get it. It's great for handguns. The Red Raptor Reflex, I would stay away from this. Don't spend the $6,000. It looks like a cool sight. I wish they would like work on it and make it a little better, but it's not very useful. I don't like it. I never use it. I recommend you to stay away from that one. The drilling scope, you'll get that one free obviously if you get the drilling rifle. I can't remember which weapon pack it is in. I think weapon pack 2. You'll get this one. Great scope. The shotgun scope, definitely save for that. It takes a while to get. You have to have your shotgun score pretty high. It makes you know, using the slugs and stuff like that with the shotguns a lot nicer. Bow sights, you get this one right here, the rangefinder sight with the high-tech hunting pack. Absolutely awesome sight. Recommend it. Makes things a lot easier. But if you want more of a challenge, you have the single pin. You have the crossbow scope. Great scope, obviously, for the crossbow. There's no other option here unless you just want to rock the iron sights. The 3-point or the 3-pin sight here, perfect. You know, some people like a 3-pin, some people like a 5-pin. You have a lot of options here when it comes to the bow sights. It's all personal preference. They're all amazing sights. So there you go, a little scope guide. Mainly wanted to focus on the rifle scopes, obviously, because there's more options. I didn't go over the night vision and scope and all that stuff because not everyone is going to have that one due to DLC. I don't ever use that one when it comes to night hunting, but I don't really do night hunting, so I'm not the guy to ask on that one. I just wanted to tell you guys about the 3 main scopes that are in the game: the Argus, the Accent, and the Hyperion, which are the main ones that people are going to be using. Hopefully this helped you. If it did, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later.